Hey guys, I hope everybody's having a fantastic day, whether you're watching this in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening. I'm glad you're here. I want to take a second and thank all my channel members. Thank you guys so much for believing in me and joining the channel. And for any of you who are new or have not had a chance to subscribe yet, please, if you're so inclined, hit that subscribe button and that bell notification icon next to it. I will keep trying to put out knife and EDC content from my collection and stuff that I bring into the collection. So today we've got a quest in my continued obsession with EDC fixed blades. I saw this little knife at Blade Show, not close, not up close. I did not come up and hold it. I just saw it. I think it was even on a poster. And this is the Civivi Elementum Mini fixed blade. And guys, this is mini, but don't let that distract you. This is a small Elementum Nitro-V blade steel. I chose the black. They also have this in satin Nitro-V with micarta inlays, and they have it with forest green micarta inlays and Damascus steel. So what this is I think of my Hella superlative. It's a little bit more than skeletonized, but not a lot more. It is a very small EDC knife that I've found, even though I'm not a big neck carry guy, is I carry it right now on a chain. I am ordering some fasteners that will allow me to use straps on these smaller eyelets, which is no big deal. But let's talk about this little knife because it is quite impressive on several different areas. Let me see if I can get a piece of paper. It's very slicey. It's a Holoow Grind Nitro-V. I can't get a good. I'm hitting the choil, guys. That's all cutter error. Guys, I'm missing the cuts and I'm making it cut, but I assure you, it's not a paper ripper. It is very, very slicey. Very thin, very slicey. I just don't have good paper and I'm cutting like an idiot through the camera. So don't blame the knife for that. But what you've got is you've got this real thin Nitro-V hollow ground Elementum blade. So when you look at this, I don't currently have an Elementum in my collection. I've gifted those guys on, but from the pictures I've looked at, it's pretty much an accurate representation of the way that the blade is designed on the Elementum. I do like the fact that it's got a lanyard hole here, and I'm not a lanyard guy, but I can see on small EDC fixed blades where a lanyard would come in handy. Um, and that's what this is. This is a small EDC fixed blade. When I say small EDC fixed blade, because the handles are only these little, if you want to call them offset scales, I don't have a lot of control of this knife. There's nowhere to choke up on this knife. So I've got one grip, which gives me 3 fingers right here. So take out a package opener, a letter opener, maybe a small little cutter, or cut some fruits, some grapes with it. Um, I can see carrying this as a, an enhancement to my primary carry, but just do not know how much harder use it would use, i.e., how it would benefit from being a fixed blade as opposed to a small folder. And the way I think that is because you don't have to deploy a fixed blade outside of pulling it out of the sheath. The retention on this sheath is done very well, comes in, locks out. Um, it's just, I don't find myself using it as much. I've tried to whittle with this. I'll show you. I've got some of this, I forget what it's called, but it's aromatic, kind of a softer wood. And yeah, this will carve, but in terms of, is it comfortable? Does it have any, like, could I see myself feather sticking in a tight situation? Sure. If I was in a tight situation where I just had to, sure I could. I could come up with a little nest and I could feather stick in there, right? But in all reality, I'll have a better knife for the job. So outside of just being a good little poker, being a little package opener, being a little slicer, I kind of put this knife more in the novelty EDC category than in a hard usability. Now, is the Elementum a hard usable knife? No, but it's very functional. Is this knife a hard usable knife? No, but it's very functional. So I'm not detracting from the fact that this is a cool little knife. This little knife, I want to say, was close to 60 bucks. And for example, if I take this knife at 60 bucks and I take this Tucson TS150 that I just happen to have for 45 bucks, there's no comparison to me in value in which I'm going to get more use out of. Yes, this knife is much shorter, but it's actually got a handle that gives me some purchase. But that's just me saying value per dollar. If I lost this little knife tomorrow, do I feel like I would run out and grab it again? I might. I might find the more I carry it, because I've been carrying it as a neck knife, that I deploy it more. So far, outside of opening packages and opening the occasional junk mail, I haven't done a lot with it in that realm. So let's see how it compares to another Civivi, the Baby Banter, which is a very functional, usable knife, and the Benchmade Baby Bug Out. Now let's look at it next to a couple of fixed blades. One we just looked at it next to, but let's look at it next to a Guardian 3. Much smaller than a Guardian 3. Let's look at it next to the Sea Snake by Artisan Cutlery. Much smaller than the Sea Snake by Artisan Cutlery. Now let's get my J-Cals. Got a new J-Cal in review coming soon, a little mini 5-inch. I've got a bigger J-Cal, but there's no need to break it out. So it's going to be, a little shorter than the J-Cal. Again, you've got a handle and you've got a usable choil here. Makes all the difference in the world. And lastly, let's compare it to the Tucson TS150 and S90V and the Jacob Creates Chickadee in MagnaCut. So guys, as you can see, in length, it's going to be in the ballpark of the S150 and the Chickadee. Where it's deficient is in the blade stock and the handle materials. It's a much, much thinner package. Now, for a little small EDC cutter, that's a good thing. But for a little EDC knife that you might be able to use on some, more laborious tasks, I don't know if this is going to be your guy. I think it's a great knife. I think it's a cool design. I applaud Civivi for doing what they did. I wish I'd gotten the satin with the micarta handles. I don't know why. It was about $8 more, but just think it's a cool little knife. Does have jimping. Maybe I'll grow to love it, but I can compare this to, and I wish I had it out here, my superlative Hella. Let me grab it real quick. So this would be the closest thing I have in construction to that, the superlative Hella. But what you get in the Hella, again, a lot more money, but you get, again, that thicker blade stock, which builds you out a much more comfortable place to hold your hand. And again, jimping's done better here, even though you're looking at very similar knives. 3-finger knives, but I could do a heck of a lot more feather sticking with this knife right here for a lot longer and put a lot more pressure into my cuts than I can on the little Civivi Baby Banter. Again, nothing against the Baby Banter. It is designed, I think, to be a small EDC knife, and I think it does that well, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching my videos. I know they kind of drag on. I just try to share with you guys kind of my thoughts. You know, I haven't done any real cut tests on this. Don't know what the heat treat is on this Nitro-V, but I know it's a cool little knife. I know that it was more expensive than I expected it to be. I bought it anyway. If I lost it and would I replace it tomorrow? Probably not. Because like I said, it was about 60 bucks. I would wait until a Tucson 150 or a Tucson TS 246 came in, or 146 to White Mountain. I'd spend 40 or 50 bucks. I'd get either S90V or M390 and a thicker little knife. So guys, that is the Civivi Elementum mini fixed blade. Comes with this little sheath that does 10 out of 10 on retention on the sheath. No rattle, and it comes with this little chain here. Again, I'm getting some smaller fasteners to put in here. Have not found them yet. I know they exist. It's just a matter of getting them so I can maybe run a belt loop on there or something. But guys, thank you for watching the video. Thank you for checking out my channel. Thank you for subscribing if you're so inclined. Thank you for being here. Please look out for the guy or gal to your left. Please look out for the guy or gal to your right. Please look out for one another. Go forward with love in your heart. You know what we didn't do, guys? I did not give you dimensions or weight. So, we back up 5 inches overall. A blade that is 2 1/4. A cutting edge that is right under 2 1/4. A handle behind that little choily area, 2.5 inches. Blade thickness on this guy, because this is where this thing's going to excel, is in lightness. And so the spine's 0.1005. The handles, which again to me is a negative here, only are 0.2045. I wish there was a little more meat there, but that's just me. And then if we break out our G10 little scale, we will see that this knife weighs nothing. 0.75 ounces. With the Kydex sheath, 1.2 ounces. With the Kydex sheath and the chain, 1.4 ounces. So guys, it's a little package, a micro package. I think they should have called it the mini fixed. They shouldn't have called it the mini fixed, but the micro fixed. But anyway, I'm sure it's got a place in your collection. I thought it was cool enough to buy it. I don't regret it. I just have a lot of other EDC fixed blades that for me fit the bill better. But guys, thank you for looking out for the guy and gal to your left, guy or gal to your right, each other, moving forward with love in your heart, and of course, choosing debate, not hate. I love you all. Peace.